To my YouTube channel. This is Felix Art. This is the part 2 on beginner's guide. So now once you are done with the foundation color, then I'll show you how to shade. Okay, but first, before I start shading, I have to complete this eyebrow. I need to complete the eyebrow, then add all these hairs right here. So how to add those hairs right there? First of all, you will go to a new layer. Like, you have to create a new layer. Okay, so I will create a new layer. So now what I will do here is that I will go back to this layer right here, then reduce the opacity. So once you are done with that, now I will show you the tool to use. So now what you do here is that you use this tool called paint tamperd. Okay, this tool right here, this one right here. So you will reduce the size. You will reduce the size to okay, it's like I'll be using 1.8. so now what you will do here is that you just do something like this, like you just repeat this process. You do something like this. Okay, just do something like this. Then you make here, just add some lines like this. Okay, so now once you add that one, then you just join this line over here. You just join this line over here like this. Okay, so now once you are done with that part, now then you will also do this one too. Like you will do something like this, like you make this type of line, like you just make it look like scribble, something like this. Okay, so like once you are done with that part, then use your tool, use your hard eraser, then you erase. Okay, you can see that I opened a new layer, so this one must be in a separate layer. So I'm using the hard eraser to erase all these parts. So once I'm done with that part, then now what I will do here is that I will create a new layer again. Then I'll use this tool. It's called HR. So like you will look for texture, then you look for like under texture. That's where you see this tool called HR. Okay, so now you just increase the size. Make sure to open a separate layer. Okay, just make sure to open a separate layer, then use that HR, then you add it. You just add it like this, and you add here also. Then I'll add this place also. So once you are done with that part, okay, so once you are done with that part, now use the hard eraser to erase all these sides. Okay, So once you are erasing, like if you can't see it very well, what you just do, you just click on that layer that you are erasing, just tap on the layer, then reduce the opacity, then you can see what you are erasing. Okay, so that you won't make mistake when you are erasing. So I'm going to erase this part also. I'm going to erase the one on the speck. Guys, I forgot to like I use this resolution. Like if you want to make your artwork very let's say with good quality, so like I'm using 3000 by 3000. Okay, so like how to, let's say you want to set your resolution, you just zoom out like this, then you click this plus button here. So once you click the plus button, then you click on new sketch. Just click this plus button, then you click on new sketch, then you see all the pixels. Okay, so now what you do, you just click on custom. So once you click on custom, then you can use any size you want. Like you can use 2000 by 2000. Okay, or you can use 3000, 4000, 5000, anyone you want. And it depends on your phone capacity. Okay, because once your phone can't handle it, then it will start cracking, like it will be hanging. Okay, so like my best advice for you is to use 25. Let's say 25 by 25. 2500 by 2500. So that is the best advice I can give, because I'm used to 3000 by 3000, and I can even use 4000 or even 5000, but it depends on your phone. It depends on your phone. That is if your phone can handle it. So now I will be using the soft eraser. This one is called soft eraser. Okay, this one right here is called soft eraser. So I'm using the soft eraser to erase on this part. Okay, now once you are done with it, now I'm going to add the eyebrows. You can use this layer or this other one. So like once I'm done with the eyebrows, then I'm going to merge the layers in one layer. Okay, so first I'm just adding, I'm using the paint tamperd to add the eyebrows. Okay, so like you just do something like this. Okay, so now once you are done, then use the hard eraser. Okay, use the hard eraser to erase this part. So now I'm done with that part. So I'll be showing you how to shade. So first, before we start, I'm going to merge these two in one layer. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to click this one right here, then click on merge. So now everything is one layer. Now if you want, you can merge this one at the top here to this one. So I will click this layer right here, then click on merge. So now everything now is in one layer. But I didn't merge this sketched one, like this sketched layer. This type must be in a separate layer. Okay, this one here must be in a separate layer. So now I'll be showing you how to use the tool for shading. So now I'm going to go back to this reference right here. Then I'm going to click duplicate. So what you just do is that you will click this place right here, then you click duplicate. So now this one at the top here, I'm going to drag it up. I'm going to drag this one up at the top, then I'll close this one right here, then I'll open the color foundation. So now as this reference right here, what I will do is that I will take the opacity back to 100%, then I will click duplicate again. Now I will set the reference. I will close this one right here, then this one at the top, I'm going to click on transform, then set it at this point right here, somewhere here. Okay, so now I will use the hard eraser to erase this part. Okay, now let me complete this color foundation. Okay, now so now I will show you guys how to use the tool called there is this tool called flow airbrush, then hard airbrush. So where you found like you just click this tool right here, like you just click this white stuff, then you click on this, and then you look for flow airbrush. That is the name right here, flow airbrush. So like you look for flow airbrush, then look for hard airbrush. So let's say if these two, they are on let's say they are in texture or Copic or synthetic paint, you just drag like now this hard airbrush was under this section right here. Okay, so like you just hold it, then you drag it up. Okay, so now why I dragged all those two up, so that it will make it very easy for me to use. Let's say I don't need to start scrolling up again to look for those two. So any tool that we are using every time, you have to drag them at the top. Okay, so I will just leave this one right there. Okay, now so you're using this tool called flow airbrush. Okay, flow airbrush will make the shadings look more realistic, okay, in a cartoon form, but it will make the artwork look very smooth. So now I'm using the tool called flow airbrush, then the color for shading. So now this color wheel, you can see under my color wheel I have colors that I've saved. Okay, so like I use this one right here for light skin color, and I use this color here for light skin color people and dark skin colored also, both the dark one here. So I'll be using this one. Let's say you want to get this type of color, it's very easy. So I'll just show you how to get that color. What you will do is that you will go to your Copic, then use your E33. Okay, then you reduce the opacity, the luminance. So how to do it is very easy. once you go to Copic, then you look for A33. So that's A33. Once you go there, then you hold on this place right here. Just hold this place, then you drag it down. So as you are dragging it down, just look at that luminous, okay? So make sure that it's at, let's say you will do it at 20, okay? So then you use your tool called paint tamperd, then you put it here, right here, okay? Then for the dark one, you hold that same circle again, then you drag it down to 10, then you put it here, okay? So that's it. So this is the two palettes I use when I'm doing my artwork. So now you go back to the flow airbrush, then you start doing, then you start adding the shades. So now you have to look at the reference, like you have to know where the dark spot is, okay? So now this place now is dark, so what you just do here is that so before you start doing any shading, you need to click the plus button first to create a new layer. So this one here must be separate, like you don't have to use this color foundation, because once you do it you will spoil everything. So you use this one, you use the one that you have already created on top, okay? So now I'm using the flow brush, then use the color picker to pick from this one. So like I will be using this one first, okay? So now what you do is that you will increase the size, something like this. Then what you just do is you just add like this. You just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? Just look at the reference again, then you add something like this again. Like you just reduce the size, then you do something like this, okay? Something like that. Now you will just look at this place right here, then you add your own too. Use the flow airbrush, just make those parts black, okay? So now once you are done with that part, then you head over to this place again. You just increase the size, then you add something like this again. So now as you're adding, then you will use this tool. There is this tool called Smudge Brush, okay? This tool called Smudge Brush. So this Smudge Brush doesn't need any settings, okay? Like you don't need to set anything. As you can see, my own, the strength is at 30%, then the flow is at 5%, which is like I can change the flow to from 5, let's say from 1 to 100, okay? So like it's at 5% now. Then the size, that is this size here, like you can change the size to any size you want. So now what we just do here is that you look for this tool called Smudge Round Bristle Brush, okay? Smudge Round Bristle Brush. So now what we just do here is that use the brush, okay? Then you, as in how to set the flow. If you can't do it the way me I'm doing, you just click here, then you click settings, then set it to anyone you want. So now I use, let's say I use 1%, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like I use from 1 to 5% when doing the face. Like I also make the face very smooth. So now starting from the forehead, okay? So like I'll use 2%. I will just set the flow to 2%. Now what we just do is that we do something like this. You have to make the forehead very smooth, okay? So once you are done with that part, then use that smudge brush, floor airbrush, sorry, use the floor airbrush, then you just add something like this. Okay, you don't need to add much, you just do something like this, okay, just to create temple. So now once you are done with that part, you can still add something like this here again. Okay, so now once I'm done with that part, I'm going to shade the nose and this face right here. So now what you do is that now you can switch over to the hard airbrush, to hard airbrush. Okay, so this hard airbrush, sometimes it makes the work look very good, like it makes the work more easy sometimes. So like you just use the hard airbrush to add these shadings right here. Okay, you can see I'm using the hard airbrush to do something like this. So once I've already reached this side right here, then I'll put something like this here again. Then you add something like this. You just make sure to complete here. You can see how I'm using the hard airbrush. You know, for the face you can use the floor airbrush, but for the nose sometimes you need to use the hard airbrush just to shade the whole details. Okay, then you do something like this here again. Just do something like this. Okay, so now once you do something like this here again, then you come here again and add these shadings. So once you are done with that, then you use the smudge brush, set the flow to 4%, then reduce the size, then you start blending. And you blend here also. Now I'm going to blend this place also. So after blending here, I will still use the dark color. Okay, I'll use this dark color here again, this dark palette. Then use the hard airbrush. Okay, do something like this. Okay, so that is it. So now at the nose, make sure to get the nose very well. Use the smudge brush. Make sure to get all these sections very well. Okay, now, so once you are done with once you are done with this part, then I will add some other shades right here. Let's say if you are scared to add anything here like this, what you just do that, use the smudge brush, then you drag it down like this. Okay, now sorry. So once you're done with that part, now you will do something like this here again. Use the hard airbrush. Now you will go back to this color, to the light color, okay, to the light palette. Then what you do here is that you do these zigzag shadings like this. You do something like this. Okay, you can see. You can increase the size and do that zigzag. Okay. So like you'll be using that, you can do some cross hashing. Okay, so now at this point you just look at this cheek right here, then you just follow the the way it is on the reference. Just do some shades like this. You can see I start with zigzag, then I use the cross hashing to add all this place right here. So now you just add this one, like you shade this place very well, like you will make it very thick. Okay, you just make this place very thick. So now you can see that we are almost getting there. Now you just do something like this, like you just reduce the size like this, then you do something like this, like just make the size small, then you do something like this. Like you don't need to add much. Okay, so now you will use the, let me add something here again like this. So now once this technique is for those people like who have used biro before to draw on a piece of paper. So anybody that is watching this will understand what I'm doing here. So like once you are done with this part, okay, then use the smudge brush. Use the smudge brush. Then reduce the size to 3%. Then you start blending. Okay, you just blend. Use the smudge brush to blend. So now you can see that we are getting there. Just use the smudge brush very well to blend all these shadings that I did. Okay. So now I'm going to take it down again to 1%. Okay, like you just take the float to 1%, then increase the size, then you just turn it like this, then you start doing the shade. You just start blending. Just make it very smooth. Okay, you can see that it's very smooth now. I will take the flow again to 3%, then I'll do something like this. Okay. Can you see that we are almost getting it? Okay. Now what we just do is that use the flow airbrush, then use the color picker to pick this dark color. Okay. So now what you just do here is that you just add some shadows. Okay. Then you add here again too. Like you don't need to add much, just add like 1, 2, that's all. Okay, now at this side here, just add something like this. I'll use the hard airbrush, then use this light color, then do something like this, just to get that particular part, just to get this side, that mouth side. Okay. So now I'm going to use the smudge brush to blend. Then I also take this place up like this, and you just take this place up like this. Okay, then this place also, you just blend everything, like you just make sure to blend it very well. So now at this point, now what I'll just do is that I will also add some shadows here. I'll use the dark color. I'll use this color right here, then add something like this. Okay, that is it. So now that I've added that part, I have to make here again. Like, let me put this side down. You can see that this angle here, this place right here is like this. So you have to make your own look like that side too. So what you just do is that you take the flow to 5%, then you drag it down like this. You just drag it down. Okay, like you just take it up and down like this. Okay, so now at this place, now like we just stop. I'll use the hard eraser to erase this part. Okay, then I'll also erase this part also. I'll erase nose side, then erase the mouth side, then erase the jaw, the lower jaw. Okay, so now okay, I will also erase this part also. Like, I'll just erase the forehead. Erase the forehead. So now I will erase this place also. Okay guys, this is the part 2 for beginner's guide. Get ready for the part 3. That's for